What's going on, everybody? So here we are. This time we are going to talk about Assetto Corsa racing simulation game. It's also in early access on Steam. You may or may not have heard about it. I'm sure many of you know from when I started on YouTube that racing is a big thing for me, and I've been looking for a really good racing game for a long time. Now, for a while, I'm playing Sim Raceway, and I was playing Sim Raceway for a while, and I kind of fell off of it, but I do still dabble in it a bit. I do think it's a great game, great free to play, just to let you know. Also got my steering wheel from Sim Raceway. I got the SRWS1, which is about the only wheel I can have because I do not have space in my house for a G27 or any type of regular wheel, so but it works, it's great. So anyway, but Assetto Corsa. Now, I've been waiting for a simulation game for a while, something that's really, really good compared to half of the crap that's out there. And I've been reading up on the forums, all the stuff on the game, and trying to follow up and watching all their updates and everything. And I said, you know what? Kind of like what I did with the other game, Snow, I was going to invest in this game and see what comes out of it. So I put in my money. And we're going to go through this right here. Probably this first overview video here, we're probably going to go somewhere around 20 minutes. I'm going to go through all the menus here, and then we'll, once we're done with that, I'll do some gameplay in the background while I talk a bit more about what I know about the game, what the updates are, where we're at with it, and everything. And then you're going to see lots of video for sure. Me trying out the different cars, different tracks, all that type of stuff. So anyway, let's get into this. First thing we do, you got your screen, you hit the start button or enter button, and you come right here to your main screen. You got special events, main menu, UI themes and modding, and the career mode. Career mode is not active yet. UI themes and modding is not officially active yet. There are ways to mod themes onto your car. It's in the Steam Workshop. A couple guys have done it. Special events will be different types of events they've got running that you can earn different types of, just leaderboard stuff and achievement stuff, just so you feel good. It'll also help you get Steam achievements, that they have a number of Steam achievements based off of the events that are going on. And then the main menu is going to, if you click it, first thing you get is you're going to come right here to your profile. It's going to show your favorites, so if you have any favorite tracks locked in there, or any favorite cars locked in there, if you have a replay race locked in there as your favorite, it's all going to show up there. You've got your news, you've got your stats, you've got your career. Just clicking the tabs will let you see them all and where you're standing. If we click the drive, the steering wheel, okay, what we got here, we've got at the top, we've got the practice, we've got the challenges, and you'll see the challenge menu next to it. It says hot laps, special events, time attack, and drift. Then you got your race, you've got your online mode, and you got your favorites. Online mode is not available yet. It is coming out, I believe. I've read, I think they're talking about the next big patch, which will be next year, but we'll see what happens when that happens, okay? And then below you got your events. So these are all the events. I've got it listed as all, so I can see everything that's going on. These are just the current events there. You can sort it if you want to. You can just go ahead, click it, and start the race up. Okay. Next on the menu here, we've got the replay. So whenever you do a race, whenever you do a time attack, whenever you do anything, an actual race, not practice mode doesn't record, but in any of the live type of events, it will actually record your gameplay, and at the end, when you stop, it'll allow you to review it, it'll allow you to save it, and when it saves it, it comes right here to this menu. I haven't saved anything yet, but this is where it comes. You can go back, you can load it up, you can watch it, you can see where you went wrong, you can try to improve, and that type of stuff. You can probably record it as well and use it for uploads if you want. But that's the screen, that's where that's at. The options menu, there's a lot to go on here in the options menu. As you can see, video, audio, controls, profile, and general. So here we have the display and the effects. Display is pretty simple, frame rate limits, everything that I've got it, how I've got it set up right now. The effects, color saturation, detail, motion blur is off, and disable the HDR. I've still got that on, but that's where that's at. So we scroll down, and we've got our view. So what's really important here is they've actually got an actual setting in here for field of view. Anyone who's a simulation guy, simulation racer, knows that field of view is one of those most important things that is lacked in a lot of games. So right here you can set your field of view to your best setting that you like. You got your glancing left and right speed, so this will determine how fast you turn in game, how fast your head turns left or right. Your G-force effects, you can set that up. Your camera shake, so if you want the camera to shake, yes or no, how much you want it to shake. Units, miles per hour and kilometers. So I am having problems with miles per hour showing up. I think it's just a bug in the system, so I'm going to submit a report on that. It keeps automatically reverting back to kilometers. Lock your onboard camera to the horizon, which is what I do. You can hide your driver's arms, and you can lock your virtual steering wheel. So if you are, let's say, somebody using keyboard, and I did play this game a little while with keyboard, it is doable. There's multiple game modes. There's game, there's racer, and there's driver, and there's custom mode settings. Obviously, custom, you can really go all out, basically taking everything off. But if you're going to run it with a keyboard, as long as you're decent with the keyboard and the mouse combo, I would suggest putting on lock virtual steering wheel, because that steering wheel will be going left and right every which way if you're on the keyboard, because you're constantly clicking your arrow keys. And then you got your reflections at the bottom. So, moving on from that tab, we've got the audio, which, as you can see, you can really work the audio here to whatever you want to hear. If you don't want to hear as much wind, you can lower the wind. You don't want to hear the surfaces, lower the surfaces. If you just want to hear the tires and the brakes, leave just tires and brakes on. So that's nice. And then the most important part, I think, that everybody's going to want to know is about your controls. Now, on the left-hand side, you'll see there are actually configuration presets for different steering wheels. Fanatec, Logitech, Thrustmaster are all set up in there. Okay, so you just click on them, that selects your profile, you're good to go. On the right hand side, you've got three tabs. You've got your wheel and custom tab, you got your 360 gamepad tab, and you got keyboard mouse tab. So here I have the SRWS1, so I went ahead and I created my own configuration based off of my steering wheel, and I went ahead and saved it. And anytime I get in the game, I can just load up the steering wheel profile when I'm ready, and I can use it. If I don't load the steering wheel profile, I can either use a gamepad or I can use keyboard if I want. But that's about where that's at. Okay, you got your main controls. You can do your shifters. If you've actually got a shifter, there's a spot there you can set up your shifter keys. Okay, you got your secondary stuff: brake, balancing, hand brakes, headlights, horns, glancing, change camera angles. All that stuff is in here for you to be able to set up with your steering wheel. Your advanced settings, so your force feedback, your steering settings, your pedal settings, you know, how it feels, how it reacts. So that's all in there for custom and wheel stuff. And custom should work with other gamepads other than the 360 that's already in there, so you should be able to use like Logitech in there as well. If you wanted to use like a Logitech wireless, it should work. Okay, so then you got your 360 stuff, main controls, and secondary controls, and then you have your keyboard main controls and secondary controls as well. So let's go back to the main menu here. So now we're on the drive mode again, and I've got it set here in practice, and you're going to see that right now I've got the Lotus 88B and the Monza 1966 track loaded. Those are the ones that I was on before. Real simple. There's a change car button. If you click the change car button, it's going to bring you to the select brand of cars. These are the car brands that are currently in the game. Obviously more will come. There's a lot more things to go. So simply, if I click all, I get to see the menu with the pictures of the cars. Abarth, BMW, Ferrari, McLaren, so forth and so on. If I click the arrow button on the right, I scroll to the next page. The Lotus and Pagani, and so forth. Okay, so more cars will come. This is how it all shows up, or you can click it by manufacturer, however you want, brand, tag it, how you can filter it. So back to the first page there, I'm going to select the BMW M3 GT2, and by doing that, if I click the little wrench on the right hand side, it's going to take me to a description of the car, information on the car. So I got the information, I got the technical specs, I got the paragraph. This is pretty well done. It's good to see this type of detail in there. And then at the top, you're going to see a couple items at the top. So what you've got is you're going to have, if you click the color wheel, okay, you can see the different liveries that they've got set up in the game. And simply clicking one of the livery tabs, like this is the white, Alpine white, I can click the next one and go to the BMW Motorsport, which is more like a black, or I can go to this full-on Crown Plaza design right here, which I am going to keep for now. And what I'm going to do is, let's see here, I'm going to click the next tab over, which allows you to choose a backdrop for pictures. So if you want to take some really cool pictures of the car, you choose a backdrop, one of 4 backdrops in there, and then you can actually click the next button, the 360 button, and actually brings you to, there goes my phone again, brings you to the setup in game, and you will get something like this. You'll be able to take a nice picture just like that. So I'm sure you don't want to just look at the picture, you want to see what it actually does on rotation and everything, so let me go ahead and start the video right now. Alright, so here we go. We're just going to let this auto rotate here for a moment. So there's different settings in here. You can rotate it fast, you can rotate it slower. You basically use your mouse to move around the settings. Just grabbing some extra screenshots there from Steam, so you got your settings. Everything is right here that you can use to change everything around, or you just use your mouse wheel and whatnot to move your view of it in and out. You can speed it up here just by simply clicking the rotation speed if you want. You can slow it down, stop it, or do it yourself here, like that with my mouse. Okay, some really good graphics on there. As you zoom around, you notice the sun does change, so it doesn't blind you too badly, but this is just a sunset view. So I get this car at a nice angle here. Grab screenshots. Okay, and then let's go into the car. Simply by clicking the in-out car. And you can actually go right into the car where they've put yet even more detail to the car. Every little thing is here. So this is pretty awesome. Alright, or you can press the enter button now once you're in the car. You can press that to exit, or you can just, once again with your mouse, rotate around. And yeah, that's about it. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to come out of here and we're going to go ahead right on into the racing menu and actually start doing a little bit of racing while I talk about thoughts on the game. Alright, so we'll see you in a second here. Alright, so here we are inside the racing setup. I've got the M392 out. This is just what happens when you load up the game, ready to race. And we're going to race on the Monza 1966 circuit. This will be the first time I've actually used this car. Okay, just a couple things over here on the side. You've got your, when you're actually ready to race, you've got some tools. You've got, let's just do this, you've got your stats here that will record while you're racing. So what will end up at the end is you will have your best time in red, you will have your last lap in white, and if you have any opponents, but right now it's just a single player, as the multiplayer is not in game as of yet, as we talked about already. Yeah. So Anyway, so that's what will show up at the end, so you can see where you've done good, where you've done bad, what your best lap was. You've got your times in here, different your sectors for each section of the race. You've got your full setup window in here, so you get your tracks that are all here. Right now we're on the Monza 66. If you want to do a custom setup, you can do a custom setup. Your car status is all here, shows you everything you need to know, cameras, casters, pressure, everything. You got your gears here in case you want to swap up and down your gears, change them how you want to do them if you're doing your manual. Tires, choose the tires you want to get up, set up your pressure. Okay. Just as you can see there. Aerodynamics, so front spoiler, rear wing, you can change them around a bit. A lot of stuff in here. Alignment, you can align your toe in, front and back, left and right, cambers, everything here. So you got a lot to work with. Dampers, change up in all your dampers as you can see. Drivetrain. Okay. Your generic stuff, so your fuel, your engine limiter, brake bias, all here. Suspension. You can change up your suspension system, or advanced suspension. And then your regular settings here, ABS, front, height, rear, all that good stuff. So let's come over here. So now we're in the car. I've got a menu here, which is just your basic menu that I can actually move wherever I want to on the screen so it best fits me. And it will, you can see it becomes transparent in the background. So I'm just going to put that up there. The reason I have that up there is because when you move your mouse over to the right, you get all the sub menus that you need. So your G meter, race position, electronics, session ranking, track map. So if you want to put the track map, will supposedly be on. Your gears, performance, pedals, render settings, so you can change your stuff around, global settings, time of day, help, laps. This one right here is the basic, which I have right there, so I can see my laps, I can see my miles per hour, my gears, my RPMs, my fuel. And then if you just move your mouse away, it disappears. So, with that said, the game is playable. As you can see, you have multiple camera angles that you can work with. This will do the hood view. Shoot. Alright, so now that we've gone through all these menu systems and everything that they have, I'm going to actually end this video here because we're pushing about 20 minutes, and I'm going to pick it up in the next video. We'll do some gameplay, and I'll talk a bit more about my thoughts on the game. So we will see you in the next episode. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It is much appreciated. Thank you guys. Talk to you later.